This is my proof that I have an audience. This is my friend Amanda and her mom. There we go. My name is Kristen Weeks. This is for Public Speaking 1, and my topic is going to be the different types of hauntings. What I want you guys to get from this today is to be able to distinguish the 4 commonly known types of hauntings. Also, so that way in understanding the different types of hauntings, you can figure out how to best deal with them if you ever do come across them. Because there are different ways you can deal with different types of hauntings, depending on which type you have. To open, we've all heard about ghost stories. Either someone has had a relative or a friend of a friend tell them some wild tale about some sort of ghostly moaning in the middle of the night, or footsteps in the attic when there's nobody there. Or, the typical story of a little red ball that goes rolling down the hallway with laughter and invisible children following it. Or some people have had scarier moments, like actually being physically touched or harmed by a ghost. These are all classic examples of 4 different types of hauntings: residual, intelligent, poltergeist, and demonic. The first one we're going to get into is the residual hauntings. Residual hauntings are almost like a DVD that is stuck on one scene over and over and over again. It repeats over and over and over again. They're considered the less dangerous type of hauntings because they don't actually interact with anybody. They don't even interact with their environment. Say you see a ghost float through a solid wall. Paid no attention to you, no attention to the fact there's a big solid wall right here. In their mind and in their time, there was probably a door there. And in their daily activities, they would go in and out of that door. Most people believe that a residual haunting is not actually a spirit. It is actually an imprint of a memory left in a specific area that has become so strong that it physically, visually manifests itself so you can actually see it. Could be a murder, could be a suicide, you could hear screams or conversations that were held a long time ago. Absolute disregard to human stimuli, physical environment, anything else that would impede you or me. Now, according to Jason Hawkes, who's the lead investigator of the Atlantic Paranormal Society, as I just said, a residual haunting is an impression in time made by the energy of an event. Doesn't respond to anything, isn't actually dangerous. Now, he also goes on to say that there is actually no way to get rid of residual haunting. Because, as I said, there's no intelligence behind it. It is just a constant repeat of events. Now, unlike the residual haunting, the intelligent haunting is the fun one. They're the ones that like to interact with you. They're the ones that will respond in EVPs. They'll move stuff around. If you ask them to knock, they'll knock. They want you to know that they're there. According to Troy Taylor, who's the author of The Essential Guide to Ghost Hunting and the president of the American Ghost Society, there are different personalities in intelligent hauntings. You have the benevolent kind, who fixes things. Maybe you have a broken clock. It goes missing for a couple of days, and when you find it, it's repaired. You also have the mischievous type, who might make stuff disappear, and then days later you'll find it in a spot that you know you didn't leave it there. And then, of course, there are what is considered the negative spirits, the ones that give you a feeling of foreboding. Now, those are usually, different types of spirits are usually created based on their personalities in life, or at the moment that they died. If you were a very caring, loving person in life, then you might become a benevolent spirit at death. Whereas if you were a mean, heartless, cruel person in life, you would become a negative spirit in death. All the intelligent haunting is trying to do is either get your attention or get you out, because they don't realize that they're dead and you're in their space. Now, people say the best way to do this, to get rid of an intelligent haunting, there's no clear way to get rid of them, obviously. But Jason Hawkes says the best way to get rid of an intelligent haunting is to try and convince the spirit that they're dead, that this is your space now and they're no longer welcome. Most of the time it does work. Sometimes it doesn't work. It really depends on how stubborn the spirit is. Now, unlike either the intelligent haunt or the residual haunt, a poltergeist haunting is quite different. Poltergeist hauntings, you can hear voices and stuff, but most of it is characterized by the movement of objects by invisible hands. Now, this is believed to be done one of two ways. Either it is a stressed or mentally traumatized young person, like typically a teenager. A female teenager is typically the cause of the problems. Now, what they're doing is they're becoming so stressed that they're actually manipulating the energy around them, making the objects around them move. Get rid of the teenager, get rid of the problem usually. Or, if you don't want to go to such drastic measures, it might be best to get the teenager into some kind of therapy. That way, you can find out what's going on, what is causing them to do this, what's stressing them out so much that they're causing your books to go flying off the shelves of you. Also, another way is that it's actually a group of spirits, maybe from a next door graveyard, that have decided to band together, play a little trick on the living, and decide to rearrange your cookbooks, or maybe your pots and pans. Maybe one day you come in and all your cabinets are open. That could be the work of either the teenager or a group of spirits. Again, there's no real definite way to get rid of an actual poltergeist haunting, other than maybe with the teenager getting them into therapy, seeing what's wrong with them, and resolving it that way. But there is one that's a little bit more dangerous than the poltergeist. That's the demonic. A demonic haunting is done by an entity that was never human in the first place. They were never human, never alive, never walked the earth as a physical being. Unlike any of the others, they're out to hurt you. Demons do not like humans. Fact of nature. Most demons are often mistaken as either angry intelligent haunts or as poltergeist hauntings. But there's definite distinctions between the two, or three. Demonic hauntings are usually come with smells, really bad smells, like the smell of rotting flesh or putrid, like acidic smells, stuff like that, or sulfur. That's usually the type. That's usually when you get to the demonic side. Now, a lot of people, and according to the modern New Age paranormal, the peak hours of a demonic haunting are between the times of 3 p.m. and 3 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. A lot of people believe this to be the anti-hours, because they believe that the reason why they chose 3 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. is because Christ was crucified at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Other people believe that it's because they're mocking the Holy Trinity. Now, it's really hard for an investigator to determine if it actually is a demonic haunting, because demons can take any form they want. They want to fool you. They want to get you to trust them, so you get them into their, so you'll open yourself to them. Now, a lot of people believe that the reason why demons hit, kick, pinch, bite, scratch, throw people around is also so they can weaken their spirits, so they can actually get them open for possession. Now, there's one surefire way to get rid of a demonic entity. That is by having a religious provocation. Having someone come out and bless the house, drive the spirit away. There's no way to actually destroy one. You can drive them down the street to your next door neighbor if you want to, but you can't actually destroy them. Please don't drive one down to my house if you can actually get one. Yeah, definitely. But in the conclusion, as you can see, there are several different types of hauntings. There are several different ways to deal with them. Residual, you can either live with them or move. There's no way to get rid of them. There's no intelligence behind them. Intelligent haunting, you can either try and reason with a ghost or, like with a residual, deal with them. Poltergeist, you can either deal with flying objects or get to the root cause of the problem, whether it's actually a distressed teenager or a group of spirits, maybe from your next door neighbor's graveyard. Different hauntings can occur, different styles. There are different styles to get rid of them. None of them are surefire. You can try all you want to to reason with an intelligent haunt. If they don't want to leave, they're not leaving. You can try all you want to get your teenage daughter through therapy so her energy stops throwing your stuff around. Might not work. There's no surefire way to get rid of them. But it is imperative that you do have a demonic haunting, that you get rid of it, because it can hurt you bad. So I hope you all enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. And hopefully you'll never have to use this information ever again.
No, you did a very nice job. Very good. Very concise.